Hello, and welcome to another episode in Gotham by Night. This time, Creed, Talon, and Amber are meeting in their lair, discussing some sensitive topics and making some decisions going forward. Creed is to be presented to the prince at some point due to some perceived transgressions. And here we start the scene, starting from Gotham General Hospital. We enter the lair and find ourselves sitting in a rendition of the Velvet Rose.
It always freaks me out when I go from one transition to another.
It's kind of supposed to.
Right.
You're probably talking to mirages of us again, because last time you couldn't. You just couldn't.
Yeah, mannequin just over there playing with your hair.
I'm gonna pour a coffee before I even have any fucks to give.
Go ahead and do that.
Alright, so, Creed, what do you want?
I don't know if you've heard, but rumors tend to get around. And I believe I am in trouble for speaking in public with you. I'm not sure exactly how much they know. My society knows what they know, but I know that I broke one of our major rules that night in the fight club, at least.
Amber would be well aware because she has eidetic memory. Talon, I'm sure we'll catch on because it's not that long ago.
Yeah.
And as he kind of nods, he'll ask what the punishment is. If it's really, death.
Normally, yes. I believe I can get out of it. My group that I'm in has some unique skills with the manipulation of law. As a metaphorical concept, but I don't really want to go into that. It's all wibbly wobbly stuff that even I don't fully understand. However, what I do know is whatever's going to happen to me is going to be bad. Like, real bad.
We've already offered you a room in our home,
which I may still take you up on, but to be locked away is not ideal.
You'd have freedoms. I'm not saying you'd be our prisoner.
I understand, but every time I would go out, it would be a risk of being hunted.
True.
And I do not want to face that. Instead, I'm planning on facing what may come. However, there are ways that I may lessen my punishment. I'm going to talk to Harris after this as well. But for you, I gave information to your kind freely. And while I'm hesitant to ask, because I know what this will mean, I'd like to ask if there's anything you would be willing to give up about your kind to my court.
To all vampires.
To the Gotham vampires, and I'm not even sure to all vampires. To the head of our vampires, at least. To one of the elders. are kind of big onto secrets, as you might have guessed. Something I've never been quite fond of.
I
I
refuse to
doubt
share the
they would
details of our lair or
share.
spawn. But I can share some other things if you think that will save your life.
Anything might help.
We don't feed off of such visceral things as blood. While
Oh,
some, like myself, find some pleasure in doing so, killing isn't really it's not necessary. Killing isn't really necessary.
For those like me, it's hardly ever applicable.
We feed
Tilt
off of
says.
the shock a person feels knowing that they've been violated. Whether that's their trust, their belongings, their relationships, the shock of the shock of their perception being shifted in how they view the world is what we gain sustenance from, the very essence of fear. I believe there are some among your kind that have powers.
Gives a sort of shrug. Maybe, maybe not. If I get out of this, maybe I can talk more. Is it all one kind of fear?
No. Fear has many flavors, just like the blood. Some of us feed off of the shock of prey violated, such as a lock of hair cut in their sleep, and they wake up to see it's gone. They know that their personal space has been violated. Someone who pretends to be your husband, but really someone else inside. You wake up to find your husband's dead, or worse, has had his life ruined beyond repair. Their trust has been violated, or their means of self-worth have been invalidated.
I remember you mentioning something about being satisfied when I fed.
We can gain some sustenance by feeding on the fear inherent in others feeding. Yeah.
Interesting.
Everyone is family to us in some way, shape, or form. However, you and I have formed a bond. That bond also makes feeding in that way just a little better.
I see.
We are
This
beings of hunger, much more so than other beings, we'll say. You cling to humanity. Wolves cling to some balance. Everyone has something they're clinging to. Not so for us. Whether that's freedom or its own special curse, I'll leave for you to interpret.
I've noticed that your moods seem to fluctuate rapidly.
As beings of hunger, our demeanor is all but defined by it.
Interesting.
You would do well not to cross an angry beast.
I hope I never have need to. He gives with a small smile, sort of almost shy smile. I think that will at least hold them. There is one more possibility, option that may help me. And he pulls out a small pad of paper. My kind, or at least me in particular, has access to a certain type of drug. And I'm looking at Talon knowingly.
Yeah, because we already had this discussion.
Yes. The
And
drug.
He's already shaking his head.
The drug, depending on its how much you take and how often you take it, can cause feelings of love, devotion, as I'm sure Talon is already aware of. However, in a minor small dose is nothing. It is a feeling of friendship, of companionship. Our kind often uses this to create attachments or cement attached friendships.
Trust is just a currency to you.
Unfortunately, yes. I do not ask for this as of yet. What I ask for is a promise, an offer. If you are willing to take this drug, the smallest amount, after this meeting, if you are willing to say that even, I may be able to convince them that at least the portion of talking with you two was not a breach, and that you two are to be trusted. But I would have a condition for them as well. I would only enforce this contract. I would only enforce you should I remain sound of mind. The contract would state that you... Alright, out of character. Basically, because I'm having a hard time talking about this in character. Basically, it's a contract that will... The contract says that should I come out of this meeting sound of mind, free of will, and that you two can attest to that, as well as Tatiana, or perhaps someone else that will be present at this meeting. Perhaps Nathan, I don't know, I'm not sure. That you would take the most minor of this drug as proof of your willingness to work with me and to respect our rules and keep what I've told you secret. Does this make sense?
You want to enforce us following your rules, using your blood, should you come out of this meeting not being bound to someone else?
I want to. I suppose that is one way. I want to have the currency for my bargaining. I want to be able to say and mean it, I know that you two trust me, and that I can trust you, and that
We wouldn't offer you our lair if we didn't trust you.
I know that, but my kind does not know that.
I can't make a promise that I'll follow your rules, that I'll respect your upside down society, but I can agree that I trust you. At least as much as I trust her.
Creed gives a smile at that. The bond, as we called him, the drug, would last for a year. Given our relationship, I doubt you would even notice it. It will also give me a bit of a way to find you.
Seeing as I can already find you anywhere I please.
Yes, you can.
I don't find this particularly disagreeable. You do know what happens if I'm crossed.
I'm well aware.
I won't just kill you. That would be too easy. But I'll accept your terms.
I look towards Amber.
Can you guarantee to me, that you would not abuse these newfound persuasion over us?
I promise to the best of my ability.
This is, even if your life is on the line, you will not use that against us.
Laughs and goes, in my opinion, my life is worth shit. My life for my friends.
I'll interrupt him and I'll be like, we still view you as a friend, even before this. But we want to be free of our own mind. We don't want to be persuaded to come help you because you had some tampering with our loyalty.
The hunger overcomes everything anyway.
Yeah.
Creed will nod and go, like I said, I can promise to the best of my ability. But know this. To me, those who I consider true friends, those such as you two, your lives matter more than mine. At least in my terms.
Very well.
Then I can accept these terms.
All right. And he lays out the contract. And by the way, just to let you guys know, this is not in any way, shape, or form a magical contract.
Yeah, because she'd pick up that she's being fucked with.
Yeah, it's just a contract saying this is an agreement between us.
Okay.
All
right. We don't have to sign this with blood or anything, do we?
No. He gives you a
I
pen.
say that. I just say that jokingly.
Right. Creed half smiles and goes, nothing so morose.
Yeah, so we told him we can feed him directly, gave him some vague details about family dinner, and said, fine, we'll do a statement as long as you don't actually use it against us for anything.
Yes. Yes.
So, anything? He smiles, nods, and says, thank you. This should help me. I hope.
It Be careful talking with your kind.
This is not to be used as bargaining chips either. You will not provide this information to anybody unnecessarily.
Hmm?
He knows. This is just
Good
to bail him out of vampire prison,
Oh, yeah.
basically.
The information, hunger information is, I thought, is basically my bargaining to go, don't punish me.
Of course,
Punish
of course.
Yeah,
Of course. I'm just talking later on. So
Yeah,
you
don't
fix
use it
that, you
unnecessarily.
run into another problem that you could possibly use that, you don't. This is the only time that this is acceptable.
Agreeable.
Thank you.
Though it does now, I feel it will help both of our causes for me to knowing about this hunger. He gives a small smile. So, now that that's taken care of, before I go off to face my doom, anything I can help you two with?
I've run into more of those yellow eyes.
Yellow eyes?
3 so far. There's 3 people I've run into so far with yellow eyes, and they all fucking teleport.
Tilts his head.
You were there for one of them.
I actually didn't see the
Oh, well, you were
Dude.
kind of in the area, but I guess
Yeah.
that was Patience's witnessing.
Yeah.
I run into 2 humans who did the same thing as the vampire in my lair. Their eyes flash yellow and they disappear. And not just
Interesting.
anywhere. They disappeared to the Iceberg Lounge, the humans. The guy that we had in our lair disappeared, wound up dead in the harbor. With a fucking shark. These things are pervasive. Whatever's able to take whatever's taken these people over. It's not just a vampire power. I've just seen humans do it.
Creed gives a frown and says, "You didn't get any reading from them when they did this?"
Supposedly they're human. Just like supposedly that vampire was a vampire.
Creed's going to frown, shake his
And I
head,
can deal with ghosts and the like when they're presented to me. So if they were concealing themselves, I would have at least had an opportunity to scrutinize.
One second, I'm just texting Brandon.
Yeah, Talon wouldn't know that they're strict and all that entails, but he does know that it's not just some vampire teleporting or some mage zipping people around.
Out of character, I will say we don't know it's the Strix even.
Oh, I know.
I rolled a goal.
Although you were the one that said there was some shit going on.
I think there is. Out of character.
Either way, the point is we have a reason to be suspicious, and we know that it's not limited to one supernatural type. Or supernatural at all, for that matter.
Oh, think about it. Oh. poke around and see what I know. Then I'll talk to my... Then perhaps if I survive this, or perhaps if I can get a hold of her beforehand, I will send a message to Bianca. He sort of gets a small grin at that. She knows this. She's better acquainted at the lore than I am.
And be careful who you trust.
His eyebrows were raised at that.
If this thing can really affect anyone, you're worried that I might have eyes everywhere. But this thing can straight up poof people.
This is true. Anyways, thank you both for your help. If I don't see you again, well, I'm sorry. Our time was cut short. If you do see me and I am acting stranger than usual, be on guard. And he offers to shake Talon's hand.
A little badge.
All right. And then he offers a hug to Amber.
I'll accept it with great enthusiasm.
Yeah. And he's going to look around for an exit.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, we'll just pop you out at the rose.
All right. Not the rose, not the rose.
Oh, and then Gotham in general.
All right. He salutes and thanks you because he's been avoiding the rose for obvious reasons.
Fair enough.
And he'll
You
be
just
on
kind
his
of
way.
leave the hospital and find yourself in the real world instead of in another chamber.
All right. And I'm going to exit at that, so you guys can talk this over, or whatever you want.
Okay.
But thank you again.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
Yay! This will be fun.
Did you read what I sent you?
No, because I can't open anything else right now,
Right,
or else
right,
it
right.
crashes. You'd have to send it to me on Facebook. I can open that. My messenger.
That's fine. So, I imagine we're sitting together, so.
Yeah.
How far are you willing to go?
In this situation, it's really hard to say. I mean, I'm willing to be freaking bonded to this guy.
Someone you've known not even a week. Are you just
Yeah.
following me, or are you making your own decisions?
A little bit of both.
He ponders that and seems like he eventually accepts your answer. This is dangerous. Not just fucking with politics. It's gonna have dire consequences.
I'm well aware.
You have unique talents for getting into the lounge.
Yes.
I'm thinking I might accompany you. If I were to be in your shadow, or otherwise in the area, we can come up with a series of subtle tells when you suspect something. I can take a more invasive look. If shit hits the fan, at the very least, I might be able to take a few out.
Agreed. I would definitely appreciate the company, as long as you can remain hidden.
I'm pretty good at that. Better than most.
Yes. Trust me, I know. She says this with like an exasperated look, like, There is some things that I want to do first before we go head first into this area.
We know that Cobblepot is not entirely human, but not entirely special either.
Okay.
The penguin apparently has something on tap that gives him powers like our friend Creed here, but he's still a human.
That's very interesting. Definitely something to be
I
aware
believe
of.
Tatiana called it a ghoul, someone who's not quite dead, or undead, I guess. Normally, they would do this sort of thing for more as a gift or as an invitation to their society. Zoe may have become one at some point if we were to continue.
Are you okay with that?
Not particularly, but that's not my decision. He takes a deep breath and some food appears on the table. It's like a nice roast or whatever, and maybe some potatoes and whatever, just like a decent dinner. And offers the same to you. But as he starts eating, you kind of get the feeling it's more like an excuse. It's more like just something to keep keep your mouth full so you don't have to say anything.
Oh, she definitely catches on, and she'll respect the. This time she'll let it slide. She's not usually one to let you slide on things like that.
He will give you a bit of a bone though in that while he was gradually investing in her, nothing ever became of it. Nothing lasting, clearly.
Mm-hmm. I gathered that from our last conversation.
Yeah.
Yes, but I might possibly need we're in our lair, so I can speak a lot freely. Very freely.
You might need what? Oh, sorry.
I would not necessarily need, but as added, insurance. I wouldn't mind having a body of some importance to the Eternals at my disposal.
He knows what you're talking about.
If one cannot be accrued, that is okay. We can deal without, but it would definitely help our situation.
I'm well aware. However, nobody's set foot inside the club, let alone knows what the hierarchy is. If you can enter and discern the power structure, give me a target, and I will see what I can do.
I'd also like to visit our dear friend George, as he may have some more information for us now that it has been a day or two And he seemed a little dazed last time we spoke.
We're dealing with a organized group of people not unlike ourselves. I'd be careful how you talk around him.
Sorry, what's that?
We're dealing with a group of people not unlike ourselves. I'd be careful what you do with him. Should they be aware that he's been compromised, which is likely the case. What we say around him is under scrutiny.
I'm not one to necessarily give too much information freely. I'm also not one to, as our kindred do, manipulate the mind using other means.
Yes, we hardly brute force our problems.
So if there is no if there is no trace left, there's nothing for them to scrutinize, is there?
I would not be so cocky.
I know the limits of what I can do.
Then you do well to abide them. This comes across like half-handed, but he's just telling you to be careful, because we're dealing with people who literally bathe in secrets.
Yeah. She definitely catches on. She also has this look as, she wishes Talon trusted her a little bit more, but, she'll say, well, I'll always have you watching me, so I shouldn't be too bad.
That's where he gets this sort of... He's gorged, so he's not like losing his shit. He's not pissed, but he's very... You see like a wave cross his face. What?
Did I strike a nerve?
I cannot see inside the lounge. When you go in there, you're on your own, unless I enter with you. And it's...
I am not fully committed to entering the lounge at this time. There's a little more work that goes into trying to get in than that.
I'm aware.
So,
But it's
for this extra work...
important that you understand, should you enter the lounge without me with you, you're on your own.
Trust me, I am well aware of that.
He's like leaning into the words too, like he's pretty pissed about it, because it's like, normally, yeah, that's the game plan. So.
Yeah. No, she doesn't want to necessarily go into the lounge by herself, except as last resort, and she's making that clear. Like, that is not her intentions right now. Her intentions are right now to just gather...
He's basically saying, don't fuck up and get caught.
Well, of course.
Because even if you involuntarily end up inside the lounge, that's basically GG.
Yeah.
But, it's Talon, so, yeah, he's Talon. We'll just...
Yeah, he's doing it very abrupt, brashly, kind of rude. Yeah, it's great. It's fine. She understands. She's not new to this, or she has a knack of understanding Talon.
Clearly. Anything else?
Don't be jealous, Zach.
That's all for now.
Don't be jealous.
I suppose we'll probably end the scene there then.
Okay, sounds good.
That was another scene in Gotham by Night. Some deals have been made, some cautions issued. Thank you for watching, thank you for playing. Take care.